Right, so last time I went over the general rules of the 2020 Digimon card game. This time I'm going to get more into what it is like actually playing one of these decks. And I'm going to start off with the starter deck 2, Cocytus Blue. This is the one featuring Ishida Yamato and Metal Garurumon. This is the deck that I think is one of the strongest candidates out of the three. I think it's overall the best deck. It has a bad matchup, which is Heaven's Yellow. And we're going to, hopefully, if the computer does this well, we'll see why I think that that's a bad matchup in this. But I think that this deck has the most potential of the three to actually become a metagame force with the tools that it's been given, and especially if it were possible in the app to hybridize this with Red, you would see those strengths come out more, because Red really makes up for some of the disadvantages that Blue has. This is a quick overview of the deck here. So this is our vanilla level 3. This is Gabumon. His effect is that, well, his source effect is that when the Digimon that's evolved from him attacks, you can choose an opponent's level 5 or less Digimon and remove its lowest evolution source. And by lowest, I mean literally like the bottom card, because they're stacked in order. So the Digitama goes first, then the level 3, the level 4, the level 5. This just gets rid of whatever the lowest one is on that. Ikakumon, vanilla level 4. Grismon, which is our level 4 blocker, with the blocker ability that lets us tap it to intercept attacks, and then a second effect that causes you to lose 2 memory when it attacks, making up for that nice 6,000 base power that's higher than everything else at that level and below. Weregarurumon, whose source effect gives it security attack +1 if the opponent has a Digimon with no evolution sources in play, kind of synergizing with that Gabumon with the idea that you could remove the only evolution source that the opponent has on a level 5 or less Digimon, and then that would proc the security effect. Plesiomon, which is the vanilla level 6. This is something you shouldn't underestimate. The vanilla level 6s are actually useful, much more so than you would think, because that 12,000 base power is helpful for not getting beat in by security Digimon, because the only other thing that can beat them in without other effects coming into play is themselves, basically. They're equivalent vanilla in the other deck. And then Metal Garurumon, who is the best level 6 we've seen in the game. Once per turn, when it attacks, it can make itself active. It untaps itself, basically. I think the timing is a little weird because I'm used to Vanguard. I feel like it would be more intuitive if it untapped itself after attacking, but that's just how it is. And then Hammer Spark here, which is just, it's a cost 0 option card that gives you +1 memory. If you security check it, it gives +2. It's really useful just for edging the opponent out of having more than 1 or 2 memory at a time. And then of course, if you check it on the opponent's turn, you can end their turn prematurely. Sorrow Blue, their other option card for the half deck, which you use it to choose an opponent's Digimon with no evolution source, and until the end of their next turn, that Digimon cannot attack or block. The security effect is that, well, it's basically the same idea. You choose an opponent's Digimon with no evolution source, and until the end of your next turn, that Digimon cannot attack or block. So just changing the timing around to make sure it's still useful on their phase. Tsunomon, the Digitama card for the deck. The source effect causes the Digimon that evolved from Tsunomon to gain 1000 DP when battling a Digimon with no evolution sources. This is meant to make up for the lower base power of Metal Garurumon. If you'll notice, that's an 11. War Greymon, which we saw last time, was a 12. In the Heaven's Yellow matchup that we're about to play against, it's kind of an issue that Metal Garurumon can get very easily just beaten in on its first attack before it even gets a chance to untap. And then Ishida Yamato, the Tamer card of the deck. Really the best Tamer card in the game, I think. It's a very subtly powerful effect that stacks and scales super well. At the beginning of your turn, if the opponent has a Digimon with no evolution sources, you gain +1 memory. This can be a pretty subtle effect at times because what it does is it basically controls the opponent. Once they know what it does, they want to play around that and not play Digimon with no evolution sources, so you are effectively limiting their ability to play blockers and vanilla beaters. When it is active, especially once you have like 2 in play, that extra memory is a huge difference. That's you getting out cards every turn that the opponent cannot. This is mana manipulation, basically. And then the security effect, like all Tamer cards that we've seen so far, it just plays it for free. Okay, let's start this up. Yeah, go away tutorial windows. Right, placing all 5 of our security at the start, drawing our hand. We're up first, so we don't draw for turn. Raising phase, we want to turn a Digitama face up. And now let's see, so level 4, we definitely don't want to be playing that right out of the gate. Here's our only level 3 in hand. The vanillas are really not preferential for evolving into, because you really want to get those Evo Source effects in play, but we'll make do with what we have. So 0 cost, marker hasn't moved at all yet. Next, we evolve into Ikakumon. That will give the opponent 2 memory. But if we do this and play Hammer Spark, now we're at +1 memory. The opponent will only have 1 memory on their turn. That will help limit what they are able to do. Oh look, now we just need to get our perfect, our level 5, and then we can get up to Metal Garurumon right after that. Alright, so they vanilla evolve, and then they... Okay, that's a bad idea right there. Don't just play Digimon with no Evo sources right out of the gate against blue. Because you don't know what they have in their hand. And... we don't care too much about doing anything with this hand this turn. It's not really safe to attack, but if we just pass, the opponent will have 3 memory, and that would kind of suck. So in this instance, we do want to play something. We could stop the opponent from attacking with Sorrow Blue right now, but I think it's good to keep that around to get rid of the opponent's blockers effectively later on and prevent them from stopping your endgame. So I'm going to drop a Gomamon out. This game really does disincentivize attacking early. Yeah, see? That's what happens when you attack early. Also, they did not move their Digimon out into the field. You really want to get those Digimon out from the raising area at every opportunity that you get. Alright, evolve for free. Filter the hand a little bit. Aha, where were you at the start of this turn, huh? Yeah, this will still leave us at the 0 memory. So when the marker's at 0, it's not the opponent's turn yet. And, oh hey, this feels kind of crappy, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give him... I think I'm going to give him 2 memory, yeah. I'm not going to just throw this out there. Putting down a blocker early game, it's sometimes safe to do that. Because think about it, if the opponent can't attack safely, then they're not attacking at all, and if they don't actually have a hand that can utilize that amount of memory, of course that works out in your favor, but it's always a gamble when you're just giving them 5 memory out of nowhere. So I'm going to evolve into this. Oh, I cannot block with Grismon right now, I should point out. Cards in the raising area really cannot do anything, nor can anything be done to them. The raising area is separate from the battle area. And here comes out Takeru. So the opponent has a blocker set up, they've got Takeru out, but they don't have any kind of offensive presence. That's more due to misplaying, I think. Attacking early just isn't that great in this game, and here we are. Our level 5. Yeah, it's their turn again, but they only have 1 memory. One thing that really works in this game's favor is the quick turns. Okay! That was bad. Don't just give your opponent tons of random memory like that. Look at all these things I can do now. Okay, Gabumon comes out. Free filter. Ooh, we got a Hammer Spark. Now, the opponent already has a Digimon with no evolution sources, so I'm thinking like, oh, great. Putting Ishida Yamato, putting Matt out, I guess, for you dub fans, that's paying itself forward now, right? Because every turn, I will reap the benefit of investing that 2 memory this turn. Now, we've still got 4 memory remaining, meaning I can evolve straight into Metal Garurumon. And since the opponent has a Digimon with no evolution sources, the Were Garurumon security effect is active. I got security attack +1. Playing any other card other than Hammer Spark will end my turn here pretty much. In the event that I decide to pass, I'm not going to just throw it out right away. So first we attack. Let's see if he tries to block it. Probably not. I found the AI doesn't like to block when they have high security. Okay, Heaven's Charm goes to their hand. Security Digimon gets 2,000 from Takeru, still not enough to beat Metal Garurumon. So we blowed through 2 security with our security attack +1, and he untapped himself, so now we get to do it again. Still not blocking, but okay, this is really dangerous. Now whatever he gets next will have 4k extra power. Not a security Digimon, we're in the clear. So, what's my next move? If I don't want to pass, because that would put the opponent up to 3 memory here. I could evolve, and I'd still be giving them 3 memory, but I'd get something out of it. First off, I think I want to play Hammer Spark, just so that they won't have as much memory, and then we will kind of prepare for next turn by evolving to Were Garurumon, and now we have another Metal Garurumon waiting in the wings that we can have out. Okay, they've got 3 Takerus out. This would be very dangerous. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. This would be very dangerous if the opponent had a significant amount of security, but they don't. So get wrecked. And there's Seraphimon. We'll see if it actually has a chance to do anything. I'm not expecting it to, because look at all these attacks we have this turn. Yeah, that's Takeru proccing 3 times, 6,000 power on his security. The opponent no longer has any Digimon with no evolution sources, so Ishida Yamato does not go off. You might think that's a bad thing, but think about how they got there. They got there by evolving into Seraphimon and giving me this extra memory. So yeah, I can just evolve into Metal Garurumon and basically have game right now. And then this is the untap effect. He's blocking. Gets destroyed, but it's untapped, so guess what? Nothing more to protect him. Security Digimon, yeah, it's going to beat up our Metal Garurumon, but it's already done what it's needed to. And here's the endgame. We could actually attack with Grismon right now and not have, and the turn would still not pass to the opponent's side, because Grismon's effect only gives the extra 2 memory after the attack is resolved. But I'm not going to do that, because I could just win. And that's how you play Cocytus Blue. We really did not get to see too much of what the opponent does with Heaven's Yellow, did we? So let's just go and play Heaven's Yellow ourselves, and I'll show you how this works out.